Okay, you may have seen the new Facebook interface by now. They recently launched a new desktop design, and a lot of people had a negative reaction to it. Why? Well, I think a lot of people got used to the old design. They knew where everything was. The new design doesn't necessarily look bad. It's just, I don't think it's intuitive where things are located. And, well, here, let's just take a look. So here is the new Facebook design. Again, it doesn't look bad. The organization doesn't necessarily make sense. There are a couple things I want to mention. The first thing is the navigation bar. The navigation bar is super important for Facebook because it's probably the thing we're going to be clicking the most often. This top area right here is super important, and I think Facebook kind of blundered on this. There are 4 things that are listed: Pages, Facebook Watch, Marketplace, and Groups. Those are 4 things I very, very rarely click. I never click Pages. If I'm going to a page, I'm going to click the page itself, and I'm not just going to go to my general pages. Facebook Watch, I get that they're trying to compete with YouTube, but again, I've never clicked the Facebook Watch button. I just never have. Marketplace and Groups, again, it doesn't make sense why they're front and center. And then we have these 5 buttons over here that I think should be moved over here. And another thing is that they're not labeled. You have to hover over these buttons to be able to see what they are. Facebook Watch is obvious, but these buttons are not obvious what they are. So I think that those should be labeled. Another thing I want to mention is that information here. Like we have your pages over here. And then we also kind of have your pages over here. It says your shortcuts, but essentially it's your pages. So we have that listed twice, and then we also have pages over here, and then we also have pages listed up here. So that's 4 times pages is listed. And then we kind of have like a random assortment of things over here, which is kind of like your secondary things that you might want to go to, I guess. So I'm going to redesign it. Yeah, I'm going to redesign the Facebook homepage. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go crazy with the design, but I am going to move some things around and do some organization by putting things together that, well, should be together. I started with the sketch here. If we want to just take a look, on second thought, you're not going to be able to read this. Let's just go to the time lapse of actually building the site in Webflow. Okay, so I just want to take a break here and just mention something real briefly. Facebook's a business, and they have certain features that they're promoting that personally I don't think are best for user experience. They have the Facebook stories, they have Facebook Watch, they have the Marketplace, they have video chat rooms. These are all products that they are pushing as a business to make more money. They want our time as users because the more time we spend on Facebook, the more advertisements they can show to us and the more money they can make for their investors. They're competing with YouTube for Facebook Watch. They're competing with Craigslist with their Marketplace, video chat rooms. They're competing with Zoom. These are all business decisions, whereas I wouldn't necessarily put them up front on the homepage, but Facebook is doing it. Their designers are doing it probably because of that upper management telling them, like, we want to promote these features. So that's something that I have to take into account. I can't just take something off of the homepage just because I don't like it or because I don't think people use it as much. I have to keep it there because of business reasons. So that's just something I have to take into account while designing Facebook's website. Okay, I just finished the design and I kind of like it. I didn't do too much with it. Let me just show you. Okay, so here is the finished design. Like I told you, I wasn't going to do too much with the design itself, but I was going to do more with the organization and moving things around for how I personally would like them. So the very first thing I did, which I knew I wanted to do, was this navigation area. I knew I wanted to get rid of what was on the old Facebook page. You see they had Pages, Watch, Marketplace, and Groups. I got rid of all of them. I don't want any of them. I want my profile, I want Messenger, and I want notifications. Those are the things I'm going to be clicking the most often. And then I also put the search feature in the middle. Previously it was on the top left corner. Let's put it front and center. People want to use it. People search for things all the time. They search for people, they search for groups, they search for news, stuff like that. I also labeled them. Make it clear. The icons are pretty obvious, but let's make it super obvious. Let's not make people think. Then I kept these drop downs over here, but I also labeled them so it's clear for users. The things that were previously up here, I just kept them over here. I don't know what you'd call this, other stuff, I guess. I think having them over here is enough. If people want to watch them, they'll see them. So what I did with the sidebars was we have our media center over here on the right, and then on the left side we essentially have pages and other information that you might want. But I really wanted to keep the media together for organization purposes. If you want media, you just look to the right side of the page. We have stories, we have video chat, we have Facebook Watch. I know Facebook is pushing this feature, so instead of just having a button, why not feature some videos and show their thumbnails to attract some attention if you really want people to watch videos. You can see how clean this area is right here. If you want to post, you can post, and then if you want to immediately connect with people, you can connect with people. That's what Facebook is. I really wanted to clean up this area. I got rid of the stories, I got rid of the video chat. Doesn't really make sense why video chat would be up front and center to me, but yeah, this is essentially the new design. If you would like to visit this website, you can click the link in the description and you can play around with the site and see what you think of it. What do you think of the new interface? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you use the new design that I gave it? Let me know. This is gonna look so stupid.